Story time, story time, story time. So last night I was at work. I work as a DoorDasher as well as Uber Eats, and I deliver food. I was out last night doing my normal hourly routine. And it by far had been the weirdest night I've ever had as a dasher or driver, like whatever. So my very first order of the night, I picked up at IHOP in Charlotte, and oh, not me spilling my coffee all over myself. Look at this. Okay, we'll clean that up after the video. So my first order of the night was at IHOP in Charlotte, and I pick up the food, and I get out of the restaurant. I'm crossing over in the parking lot, and there was this like white Audi that was there. Let me cross over. There was a guy driving it. The windows were kind of tinted, so I couldn't really see like the person's face. I could just tell it was a guy with like a baseball cap on. So as I'm crossing the parking lot, he starts to pull out. Well, now he's sitting behind my car waiting for me to pull out. And because I'm so aware of my surroundings, I'm like, absolutely not. This is weird. So I sit there and I automatically start taking pictures, which I will post those after this so that you can see. So I started taking pictures of the back of his car and license plate because I don't know what this person's about to do. I watch a lot of TV, so I know what could happen. I know that human trafficking is a really big thing. So I was extra cautious and extra aware of my surroundings. Well, he noticed I wasn't pulling out of the parking spot, so he kind of like went up a little bit in the parking lot. And the way it worked was there was an IHOP over here, a roadway to take you back around the buildings. And then there was another restaurant on the opposite, on the right side of it. So he pulls into their parking lot, which is, it's all connected, right? He pulls over there and he stops, and he's just sitting with his brake lights on waiting for me. And again, these are the photos that I'm gonna show in the video of the back of his car. So I automatically start taking videos, and I'm freaking out because I'm like, okay, I don't know what to do. I don't want to leave because I don't want them to follow me. I don't want to call the cops because I feel like it's dramatic. So I call my husband, and I'm like telling him the story, whatever. As I'm on the phone with him, no, this was before. So I'm sitting in the car and I'm like trying to determine what I can do. Luckily, by the grace of God himself, there was this white SUV that was coming through the parking lot. And just so happened that this white SUV was now sitting behind the white Audi. And the Audi had no choice but to move. There was really no room for two cars to be going in and out. There were a ton of cars parked. So once I saw that, that was my opportunity to hightail it out of there, because I was not letting this person follow me, see which way my car was going, nothing. So as soon as I saw the Audi get frustrated and whip around the building, because the SUV was blocking it, I didn't even put my seatbelt on. I slapped my car in reverse, got out of that parking lot, whipped it onto the main road, and got the fuck out of there. Honestly, like, the speed limit in the city is probably like 25, 35, just depending on where you are. I was doing like 65, hightailing it the fuck out of there. Well, then it gets worse. So I am now in a spot where I'm like, okay, I feel kind of safe. I want to call my husband and just like tell him what happened. He has my location, just so he can be aware. So I go onto the on-ramp to get onto the highway, because again, I still have an order I have to deliver. I'm trying to gather myself all at the same time. And I'm like, okay, I need to pull over on this on-ramp. What had actually happened during that decision of me pulling over while getting on the on-ramp was I was flustered. I was looking at my phone, trying to call my husband while driving and getting on the on-ramp, and I like popped up on the curb, which was scary because I wasn't paying attention. Don't recommend. So I pulled over, I put my four ways on, and wouldn't you fucking know, the white Audi comes passing me on the on-ramp. Now, it was dark out, it was like 9:30, so I doubt that they saw it was my car. The other lucky thing that happened to me in that moment when they passed me, well, two lucky things. I was already on the phone with my husband, and I sent him the picture, and I told him that the car just passed me on the highway, like going on the on-ramp. The other thing that I was grateful about was a tow truck just so happened to be coming on the on-ramp. He pulled up behind me with his lights on. And I didn't want to like get in the conversation with this person. For all I know, he could have been a weirdo too. So I just politely slapped my car in drive and pulled off ever so slowly. And I felt safe because I knew that the Audi had passed me and probably didn't see that it was my car. I was grateful that there was a tow truck, you know, kind of right behind me in case my husband didn't answer. But that was probably one of the scariest moments I had as a delivery driver ever. And this was all in the same night. So that was my first delivery. Was it my last delivery? It was my second to last delivery of the night. And I had to go to 7-Eleven. This guy had ordered 2 Miller Lite pounders, like the cans. Now, mind you, I'm all the way out in Rock Hill, which, if you're familiar with the area, it's like 30 minutes from where I live, which is fine. Like when you're getting paid by the hour plus tips, it ends up working out. So I go to the 7-Eleven, I pick up the beer. It was 2 cans. I'm on my way driving to this person's house who pretty much lives out in the woods. It's like a very narrow road, windy, dark, there's deer on it. Okay, so again, from where I was to where the 7-Eleven was to where the person was, it was gonna take me about 40 odd minutes. And that's if nothing crazy happened in between. So I stopped, I got myself a drink on my way to dropping off the order. This gentleman is messaging me and he's like, hey, like, where are you? Make sure you're keeping my beer cold, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like reading them, but not answering like the direct questions. I just said, I'm on my way. It was like one of those prompts. And he said, okay, drive safe. So I'm on my way to his house. I'm going down these dark, windy roads. And I get a message from him. Now wait, I will show you. So I get a message from him. And I'll read it to you, but then I'll show you it. It says, I will meet you unexpectedly, so please prepare yourself for that. And then it said, please disregard that stupid message. I will meet you out front of the house. So I immediately took a screenshot of it, sent it to my husband. I'm like, yo, this is where I'm about to drop off right now. You need to like keep your eyes peeled on my location. I was petrified. Like I knew that this person had already been drinking because they ordered more drinks. I'm a female that's going to this person's house in the middle of the woods by myself, 30 minutes away from where I actually live. And I have no idea what could possibly happen. So I had myself prepared. I always carry a weapon on me. I had my knife in my pocket, and I was just like honestly preparing for the worst because you just don't know anymore. You really don't. You can't trust people. I get to his house. I had to message him a couple times to let him know I was outside, because for those of you that know, when you order alcohol from DoorDash or Uber, the driver has to get your ID and scan it and make sure that it's you and that you're of age and you're not intoxicated. He comes out in a robe and like pajama pants. He was fully dressed, but he was just being a fucking dick. So he was like, I asked him for his ID and he goes, oh, you need my ID? And I was like, yeah. So he gets it and he just like doesn't take it out of his wallet. He just kind of shows me. And I was like, well, I need a picture of the barcode on the back. He's like, are you serious? I said, yeah. I wish that they would let me just take a picture of the front, but I need your barcode. So he takes it out of his wallet and he's just like doing this in my face with the ID. It was very disrespectful. So I snatched it out of his hand. I took the picture and luckily got out of there. On my way out, he's like, okay, thanks, babe. I'm not your fucking babe. Don't talk to me like that. I'm a woman delivering your food, your beer, and you think you can wave an ID around in my face and then talk to me like that? Absolutely not. Like, who do you think you are? So anyway, I did one more order after that, before I came home. And I swear every delivery I had last night was to men. And I was petrified every single time because the first one was an encounter with a man that was pretty much trying to traffic me from out of his car. The other one was a drunk man being derogatory toward me. I don't remember the third, but my last order was also to a man. And this one wasn't a bad encounter. It just kind of freaked me out. He was like sitting out on his porch waiting for me to arrive with his Taco Bell. And I'm just not used to that, especially after COVID. Like, most people don't want to interact with you. But he was just like sitting on his porch waiting for me. And then he actually walked up to my car window. It was very uncomfortable, like before I even got out. And I still got out of the car because I feel like it's my responsibility as the driver and the worker to like bring it to you. And I couldn't let myself just hand it to him out the window. So I open it and I like pretty much get out of my car and he takes it and like nothing crazy happened, but it was just a really weird night last night and I can't believe all that stuff happened. So I showed you the text message. Let me show you. So this is the Audi. This is the one that was waiting for me and following me. And then I got another picture. The crazy thing is it's really hard to see the license plate. You can only see a couple numbers. But very, very scary situation that I have ever been in. And honestly, it's just like a PSA to all of the women out there, regardless of what industry you're in or what you do for a job. Please be careful. Please be aware of your surroundings. When you're walking, when you're doing stuff that's outside, put your phone away. Don't be on it. If anything, have your camera ready so you could just pop some pictures. Because with the way that these disgusting people work in this world, they are waiting for you to do something out of protective character. And that's when they're gonna come in and just swoop you up. So ladies, please be careful. Please be careful. Please, for me, be careful. And I will do the same. Decline those orders. If someone's texting you that, let the app that you're driving for know that you feel unsafe and you can not deliver that order. I was not aware of that last night because, again, this was my first encounter with something like that. But in the future, I will be declining orders if somebody speaks to me that way. Because when you're saying you're going to come out and meet me unexpectedly, I'm envisioning you to be drunk and naked, honestly. So to have all of these images running through my head and not really knowing like the possibility is very scary. Very scary. I also recommend that when you do feel like somebody is following you or you feel like you're about to get trafficked, just call the cops. It's not dramatic. Take it from me, it is not dramatic. You need to worry about yourself and your safety, especially when you're alone. And people like that cannot just be allowed to roam the world freely. They too need to be scared. So call the cops, let them either come to you or have you drive to the station. And if that person wants to follow you, follow me to the fucking police station then. Let's talk about it. Because you were going to steal me. You were going to steal me. And I wholeheartedly believe that. So I'm glad I'm safe. I hope you all stay safe out there. And let me know your feelings about this. Share some of your stories too. I would love to hear it. And always make sure you protect yourself. Okay?